Today we are going to work on telling time in German. Two questions that deal with telling time are Wie viel Uhr ist es? What time is it? And Wie spät ist es? How late is it? An essential question for this unit is why do you need to learn how to read analog clocks? I want you to pause the video and think about what is an analog clock and then the essential question, why do you need to learn how to read analog clocks? Here are two examples of analog clocks that you might see in German-speaking countries. And another example of an analog clock. These two analog clocks are seen at train stations, one in Switzerland and one in Germany. You will notice a distinct difference between the previous analog clocks that had numbers on them and these two analog clocks that do not even have numbers on them. First, let's look at telling time with hours and half hours. Please take down the following question in your notes. Wie viel Uhr ist es? What time is it? And also the question, Wie spät ist es? How late is it? These can both be answered in the same manner. For hours, we use the sentence Es ist Uhr, for it is o'clock. For example, Es ist 3 Uhr. It is 3 o'clock. Es ist halb is literally it is halfway till, which is used for half hours. Es ist halb sieben. It's very important to note that it is halfway till the next hour. So 6:30, it is halfway to 7. Es ist halb sieben. There is one important note with telling time. For 1 o'clock, you have to drop the S from eins if you use Uhr after it, as in Es ist 1 Uhr or Es ist 10 nach 1. The S stays if there is no Uhr. There are a few key words that you need to know when you're dealing with telling time using minutes and quarters. Please make sure you take these down in your notes. Nach, meaning after, for, until, Minuten, minutes, and Viertel is quarter, as in a quarter of an hour. If you look at the clock on this page, you will see the indicator of nach and vor. Typically, for the first 30 minutes of an hour, you would use nach, and for the last 30 minutes of an hour, you would use vor. And then putting those pieces together, you could have Minuten nach, minutes after, Minuten vor, minutes until, and also Viertel nach for quarter after, and Viertel vor for quarter until. Now let's look at analog clocks and various ways of expressing what time it is using minutes and quarters. I recommend taking down in your notes the digital time for the analog clocks given and the sentence that is given as an example. For the first one, it is 11:05, which could be expressed as is 5 Minuten nach 11 Uhr. The second clock, it's 3:10. Es ist 10 nach 3. You will notice that Minuten and Uhr can both be dropped from a sentence. It's important to remember in the beginning that minutes are expressed first and then the hour. 2:15. Es ist Viertel nach 2. 4:45. Es ist Viertel vor 5. 5:40. Es ist 20 Minuten vor 6 Uhr. Now, this is literally, it is 20 minutes until 6 o'clock, because typically once we hit the half hour point, we start expressing minutes until rather than minutes after. However, it would not be incorrect to say es ist 40 Minuten nach 5 Uhr. and 2:50. Es ist 10 vor 3. Again, 10 until 3. At this time, I would like for you to pause this video and take down each of the following analog clocks and write out a sentence for the time being shown on each clock. I will go through these orally. You will need to check your answers based on what you hear. 1. Es ist 10 nach 3. 2. Es ist 10 nach 1. 3. Es ist 25 nach 3. 4. Es ist Viertel vor 5. 5. Es ist 20 nach 8. 6. Es ist 20 nach 10. 7. Es ist Viertel nach 2. 8. Es ist 5 nach 4. 9. Es ist halb 8. At this point, if you have any questions regarding telling time in German, please email your instructor.